Hold on to your fedoras, folks, because Trump is back with another plan that's about as well thought out as a screen door on a submarine. He wants to reopen Alcatraz. Yes, you heard that right. The very same island prison that closed back in 1963 because it was too expensive and impractical to run. Trump's big idea? Turn it into a high-security cage for America's most ruthless and violent offenders. It's like he's trying to win a worst ideas of the 21st century contest, and honestly, he might just be in the running. Trump claims this Alcatraz 2.0 will be a symbol of law, order, and justice. Never mind that the original Alcatraz was more a symbol of brutality and despair. But hey, who needs nuanced historical context when you can just slap a catchy slogan on a bad idea? It's classic Trump, really. Announce a bold plan, ignore the logistical and financial nightmares, and hope no one remembers this when it inevitably falls apart. But let's entertain this absurdity for a moment, shall we? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that Trump somehow manages to strong-arm Congress into funding this monstrosity. Let's set aside the fact that Alcatraz is literally an island, requiring everything from food to toilet paper to be shipped in at exorbitant cost. Let's forget about the crumbling infrastructure, the lack of basic amenities, and the fact that the whole place is basically held together by rust and bird droppings. Even if, by some miracle, they manage to overcome all of that, there's still one glaring problem. Reopening Alcatraz is a terrible idea. It's a waste of taxpayer money, it's logistically impossible, and it's morally bankrupt. It's like trying to solve a leaky faucet by setting your house on fire. Sure, you might technically get rid of the leak, but at what cost? Now, for those of you who skipped history class to perfect your spitball technique, no judgment, we've all been there, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Alcatraz, affectionately nicknamed The Rock, wasn't always a tourist trap. Oh no, this little island off the coast of San Francisco has a history as dark and stormy as the San Francisco Bay on a bad day. Before it became the country's most notorious prison, Alcatraz did a stint as a military fortress. You know, back when cannons were all the rage and cyber warfare meant your telegraph operator had a nasty case of carpal tunnel. It's housed everyone from captured Confederates during the Civil War to Hopi tribe members resisting forced assimilation, but its claim to fame, of course, is its time as a federal penitentiary. From 1934 to 1963, Alcatraz was the ultimate destination for America's most hardened criminals. We're talking mobsters, murderers, and all-around bad hombres like Al Capone, George Machine Gun Kelly, and Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz. Though, fun fact, Stroud wasn't actually allowed to have birds at Alcatraz. The Bureau of Prisons apparently had a strict no-pets policy, which seems a bit harsh, even for a bunch of hardened criminals. The whole point of Alcatraz was to isolate these guys, to make them an example of what happens when you cross Uncle Sam. And isolate it did. Surrounded by frigid water and treacherous currents, Alcatraz was notoriously difficult to escape from. Not impossible, mind you, but certainly not a cakewalk. But aside from the whole inescapable island prison thing, there was another reason Alcatraz shut down. It was bleeding money faster than a Wall Street banker at a casino. See, being stuck on a rock in the middle of a bay comes with certain logistical challenges. Like, you know, getting basic supplies. Everything from food to water to toilet paper, and I'm assuming prisoners go through a lot of toilet paper, had to be shipped in by boat. It was a logistical nightmare, and it cost a fortune. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the elephant in the cell block. Reopening Alcatraz would make about as much financial sense as investing in a Betamax factory. It's a money pit, plain and simple. Remember all those logistical headaches that plagued the original Alcatraz? Yeah, those haven't magically disappeared. First off, you've got the infrastructure. The place has been sitting vacant for over half a century. It's basically a giant seagull condo at this point. We're talking about a complete overhaul, new plumbing, new electrical, new everything. And don't even get me started on the seismic retrofitting. California is not exactly known for its stable geology. Last thing you want is an earthquake turning your supermax prison into an all-you-can-eat buffet for sharks. Then there's the matter of staffing. Where are you going to find enough guards willing to live on a remote island, surrounded by the ghosts of gangsters past? I'm guessing the sign-up sheet won't exactly be overflowing, and let's not forget the cost of transporting prisoners, food, supplies, you name it. It's like running a prison entirely on Amazon Prime now, except with a much higher chance of seagull interference. Look, I'm no accountant, but even I can see this adds up to a whole lot of taxpayer dollars. Money that could be better spent on Oh, I don't know, education, healthcare, infrastructure, literally anything else. But hey, who needs a functioning society when we can have a symbolic island prison, right? So what's the grand plan for Alcatraz now? Well, these days, it's a museum. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, no less. People from all over the world flock to visit this former prison, to learn about its history, to marvel at its infamy. It's a place where you can ponder the complexities of crime and punishment, the nature of justice, and the importance of learning from our mistakes. Turning it back into a prison wouldn't just be expensive and impractical, it would be erasing history. It would be like bulldozing the Colosseum to make way for a Chuck E. Cheese. It's a monument to a bygone era, a reminder of a time when we believed that locking people up and throwing away the key was the answer to all our problems. Look, I'm not saying we shouldn't be tough on crime, but there are better, more effective ways to do it than resurrecting a relic from a darker time. Instead of wasting billions on a glorified bird sanctuary, why not invest in programs that actually address the root causes of crime? Poverty, lack of education, mental health care. Trump's Alcatraz 2.0 is a terrible idea for a million different reasons. It's impractical, it's wasteful, and it's just plain dumb. It's time to leave Alcatraz in the past where it belongs. Let it stand as a reminder of where we've been, and a warning of where we don't want to go back to.